positive. I'll say this. This is what I'll say, actually. I'm unsure if, like, the player count for these updates will be as big as when Layer 2 dropped. I'm a little bit unsure. I think, let's just say, we were, what? I think we were, like, averaging 40 to 30K. 40 to 30 with, this is Layer 2, right? We'll put it in, like, you know what I'm saying, in this stuff right here. Actually, let's get this right here. I say we're averaging about 40 to 30 here. Then I say Iron Sing was like here. I think we're like 15K-ish. And we'll get a solid grade for Iron Sing. Iron. Alright. Battle Royale is like right under it. So we'll say 12.5K-ish. And we'll put BR in this color, this little fruity red. Battle Royale. I say, if I had to give my honest thoughts, I say World Events plus Conquest together might be 25. That's gonna be my honest guess. Conquest and then World Events together, I think, will bring us here. I don't know if it can reach Layer 2's heights, because Layer 2 is Layer 2. You see what I'm saying? It was the first big endgame content, and it brought a fair amount. I'd say a lot of reworks. You know what I'm saying? It was new. You see what I'm saying? I say 25K. And that, I think, is peak. Like, peak average. If it hits more, great. Now, Void Tower, you see what I'm saying? Right? Hold up. Let me do this. Void Tower. Look, I'm just saying it all depends on how it's advertised. I'll just say this much, okay? I think if advertised well, right, Void Tower could be even potentially higher, bro. I am a Void Tower glazer, dude. I'm saying 50 to 60K depending on how they pull it off, bro. Actually, wait, no. I'll say 50K if they pull it off well for Void Tower. Right? There's a reason why, though, because there's something crazier, okay? And this is just me being truthful. This is Void Tower, right? I think it could go higher than Layer 2. The reason why, I think, is because essentially Void Tower will be a better Layer 2 in almost every way possible. It should be a better Layer 2 in every way possible. New areas, new maps, right? New monsters, like more loot, and much more intensity and difficulty. Meaning that people won't be able to clear through Void Tower as much. And the idea is, as well, as that Void Tower is also infinite, but it's also randomly generated. So there kind of is no end, but there is an end at the same time. And hopefully the idea is that the end will be kind of where how it depends on how good the player is. And I really praying hope that, like, there's content dispersed amongst the tower, if that makes sense. I don't want to see everything in the first 5 floors. I want there to be content that is only through floor 80 to floor 100 or floor 40 to floor 50. Does that make sense, chat? Like, there should be monsters that only appear on the later floor, because if it's just, oh, well, you get through all the content in, like, in the first, like, 10 floors or 20 floors, and then it's just the same thing, but then, like, oh, now it's just modifiers. Do you get what I'm saying, right? I don't want that. I want to see new monsters throughout the shits. Give players a reason to go through I don't want to be like, oh, now floor 25, it's the same thing, but you have 20% less health. Oh, floor 30, same thing, but you just can't jump. Like, I don't want that. That shit's lame. I think there should be modifiers, but I think there should be content that is withheld. Trust, just hold it. I know a lot of deep content these days are push it out to the masses, but in my opinion, withhold some content back a little bit, so players don't immediately watch a damn 1-minute video that me, Super Punchy, or Valkus will drop on new shit and hold it up in the higher echelons of the Void Tower. Where am I getting this idea from? I'm taking this idea from whenever I'm playing Dark and Darker, right? Now, I'm not the best Dark and Dark player, I know that for sure, and there are some really good Dark and Darker players up there on the ranked leaderboards. But here's how I'll discuss this, right? For me, a player who I'd say is pretty above average, I'm pretty decent with my shits, I will say that most of my time is spent gearing up and getting ready to fight bosses and better players. I don't fight bosses that often. I really don't, not that often. And really, you can only fight bosses in the game that often if you are already super geared, which is also extremely risky because, you see what I'm saying, right? you could run into another player, a group of players, and lose all that shit. Point is, there's a lot of preparation, and even with the prep, there might be limited attempts. So if you don't have the gear, you can't immediately go in and start doing, like, fighting bosses and shit, right? You gotta be a bit more prepared, right? So yeah, that's my opinion about it. I hope Void Tower has some shit like that. And something that will give players a reason to go up the Void Tower and not just... I don't want all the content immediately accessible. Because that, in my opinion, is kind of what happened with Layer 2, in my opinion. Kind of. You run through Layer 2, right? And Layer 2 is the same thing every time. So the content that you're trying to get through Layer 2, like, let's just say you want medallions, right? You're running through the same shit every single time with no differences, no variety. You see what I'm saying, right? The oaths, I mean, some of them take a little to get. Right, you get what I'm saying, right? It's very, like, very right there. There's not really a lot to explore or go into. Or go back and research, or go back, you see what I'm saying, right? I'm saying with the Void Tower, they can actually give a way for there to be, like, something that you build towards, right? A good example, let's just say, for example, right? There's an NPC in the overworld sitting on a chair. Alright, and at first when let's just say it drops, right? People don't know what the fuck this nigga does, right? It's just a random NPC, right? This is literally like a 2-second idea. I guarantee you the devs can easily make some better stuff in, like, with the squad, right? But let's just say he has like a little purple gem in front of him, and it's like, okay, you talk to him, he's like, yeah, the purple gem is a little shiny. People don't really know what it does at first, but then eventually, right? Eventually, you see what I'm saying? As people go up into the higher floors, as people go up to the higher floors, right? Let's just say they're on like floor, I don't know, 37, right? They get let's just say they get something called like a gem shard, right? A gem shard, like this, right, chat? They get something called like a gem shard, and it's like radiating energy. It's like, what the hell? It radiates energy. Okay, this is the most simplistic idea, and so the idea is you have a gem shard, and you need to survive the Void Tower. Take the gem shard and go back to the NPC. And then maybe perhaps whenever you like get enough of get a couple of different more items, you see what I'm saying, right? Basically the idea is simple stuff to where it's like, oh, you get X, Y, and Z in Void Tower. Now there's something outside that you can do, right? And so the thing is with you guys get what I'm trying to say, right? It's a very simple idea. You give X item to him, he's like, oh, okay, yeah, I need you to do this, this, and this for me. Basically giving you quests for you to do inside the Void Tower, right? It's a very simplistic idea. I'm not gonna say what the reward is or what it would do, or maybe, bam, let's just say, for example, right? You can start earning, I don't know, this is just, again, think about the idea. Don't think about the actual, like, details of it, but think about the base idea. Let's just say there's like a void gem, or there are like void gems, right? They're basically deep gems for your mantras, but for some reason it says, yo, you can't use this. And it's like, what the fuck? So the idea is like, you can't use these deep gems until your character learns how to use void gems. And so these little gem shards that you find in the higher floors, you get enough of them, or all of them, or whatever they want to do with it. You go back to the guys like, ah, thank you for, see, I've been trying to recreate a damn void gem. And now that you brought me all these parts, I think I can finally create it and teach you the knowledge too. Here, take my schematics. You read the schematics, bam, now you're able to use the void gem. A simple quest so it gives people a purpose to go and get the new content in the shits, right? And so for whatever reason, if they want to add more shits, you see what I'm saying, right? It's not something that you can immediately access, but something you have to go through. You guys get my point, right? I don't know. I hope I'm making sense here. That's what I hope to see in the Void Tower. I feel like there wasn't enough of that in Layer 2. Does that make sense? There wasn't enough of that in Layer 2. In my opinion, Layer 2 barely had stuff like that. It barely had stuff that was like, oh, you know what I'm saying, go, something that you can do out. The only thing were like Arc Order Quest, Deep Shore Fossil, but like the very few. Hopefully, Void Tower has a good bit more, you know, that's the idea, and it should have an abundance of stuff like that, because hopefully the idea for the Void Tower is that it itself is the update, like it's a big update because it's a big thing itself, like how Layer 2 kind of was supposed to really be. And then, this is my opinion, we can switch up the music, back to talking about content and players. In my opinion, I think the single biggest one, so I said 50k here, right? I think the biggest potential, and this is being super honest, if they find a way, I'm saying, I'm not even joking, this is crazy, this might be crazy, 60 to 80k players, hear me out, new Luminant. I think a new Luminant will be the single-handedly best way to bring so many players back. I know you guys might be like, Akamatsu, didn't you say a new Luminant? I know what I said. I'm just saying if they can do it, I think a new, like, it's the thing that people, I think it is. If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure to go click on these other videos, man. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.